Sasuke, what are you doing here? What are you doing here? How you come up to the bed? This is every day. Good morning, guys. Let's roll the intro. Yeah, let's roll the intro. So welcome back, guys, and today we're gonna be talking about this little gym that I created for myself during all this craziness. But before that, let's get some coffee. Need coffee. I need some coffee before we work out. So guys, today we have some good news before I show you the gym. So today I weighing at 227, so I have dropped some pounds, which is really good. And today I'm gonna be treating myself, focus, with this baby. Like today is gonna be kind of like a low carbs day. Reason why this thing has, some fat, and it's, if I eat a lot of fat in one day, that day I don't eat a lot of carbs. That way I can compensate and enjoy things like this. So I'm gonna show you how to do this steak, and also I have here prepared overnight something that is extremely Jesus. Something that is extremely good, and that thing is bone marrow. Okay, so I leave it overnight with a solution of water and salt that extracts the blood from the bone and lets the everything like super white. So I'm gonna do this in a method that the name is sous vide, which is cooked to perfection, and you're gonna see it. This is extremely good. This is kind of like butter, but it's it's meat butter. It's extremely good. Oh my god, you have to see it. I'm gonna show you. I have another channel. I don't want to mention this other channel because it is kind of like secret so far, but it's about cooking. So stay tuned. Maybe in the future. Stay tuned, my friends. I'm talking about good news. Coffee is already working. So let's wait until we finish and let's enjoy it. So there you go. Some cool coffee. The right way to start each morning is a cup of espresso. Top of the morning to your latte. So this is one of the things that I love a lot, is Cuban coffee. Also, which I don't do that much. Those are secret. Those are like not for drinking, but are my rum collection from Cuba. Those are the untouchables. So another thing that I love a lot is whiskey. Not drinking like a lot, but drinking like a good whiskey or something like that in a Friday is super good in my opinion, for me. But of course, it's not good for fitness or anything like that. But sometimes, like when you have like a whole week of stressing out, and you come back home on Friday and you sit down and you get like a little glass of whiskey, and you enjoy like the flavor that it has. Like if you really go into it, there is a couple of really good channels that are really good. I'm gonna mention one here and the other one here, which is gonna show you the story about whiskey and how it works. And it is not that simple. It's super good. But yeah, those are some of my passions. So let me finish up enjoying this, and let's go to the gym so I can show you the home gym setup. Don't be jealous. So guys, this is basically the home gym. As you can see here, I have it set up with a couple of lights. That way, I can record on it and everything. So if you see here, the first thing is gonna be the treadmill. This is a really good treadmill. It's a Bowflex BXT216. The only thing that I hate about this treadmill is that when it was shipped, whoever brought it from Amazon literally messed up the whole, the whole thing. Let me insert a clip of the disappointment that I had once I received it. So I just ordered a treadmill for me to work out at home, and look at how this shit comes in. I'm gonna have to bleep that out. Jesus. Oh my god. Hopefully everything is working fine. And when you purchase something and it arrives like this, it's like it's so disappointing. But either way, it works like amazing. I really love it. Now this is gonna be the full rack that I have here. It's Eros rack, so you can see here. It's a really good rack. The only thing that I don't like about it is when I squat, for example, I have to go to this setting, but to unrack the actual the actual bar, it takes me a little bit of issues because this thing is set up a little bit high than me. But if I go to this one, it's like super low, and basically I'm just doing another squat to unrack the weights. So as you can see here, I have plenty of weights to to do some damage. Also here I have a couple of 45 with a 10, another 45s here, all this like easy bar, and also I have here like a miscellaneous thing where I have like a lot of pulleys. If you see here, all these pulleys, they are amazing. Like when I'm working out, I can do like everything like chest flies and stuff like that using the rack, so I don't need like a separate machine for that, and that's thanks to those pulleys. I have plenty of different bands that I use now and then when I didn't have the the pulleys. The other thing that I have here is several grips. Like I have the easy bar here, another tricep extensions and also biceps. Also a weird tricep extensions and biceps bar, which is really good. I have a narrow lat pull down, and also a wide bar for lat pull down, which thanks to the pulleys I can do on my home gym. Now here I have like a dumbbell set until 60 pounds. I would love to have more pounds, like go up to like 100, but honestly, for a home gym, getting into 60, you can do a lot of damage with that. You don't have to go like super heavy, and more when you have like a rack that you can put your your bench, and you can do everything with it. So no issues with that. Now another thing that I have here is this X Mark. It is a trap bar. I don't know the name of this thing, but for doing traps and also for kind of like deadlifting and some squats, it's like super good because it puts the weights on the on the right position, and you don't have to like be bending over a lot, and it helps a lot to your lower back. I don't have any lower back issues, but it's really good. It's really good. Now the other one, and this is a really good one that I had recently for a home gym, is leg press. Leg press, not leg extension, and also you can switch it by adjusting this into a hamstring curls. Reason why I got this, and this was a really good thing, is that the only thing that I had to do for working out, it was for my legs, it was squats, and also like deadlift, and doing some like Russian deadlift. I forgot the name. Is the one that the one that is with the legs for the hammies stretch. That one I used to do a lot, which I love, and it is really good. Now, the problem with that one is that the problem with that one is that it takes a lot on your lower back, and I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible to avoid injuries. And the less stress I can put on my lower back, the better. But it's a really good exercise, and with that one it's kind of like I finish doing my squats, and then when I have like my legs like super drained out, I go there and I seal the deal, and it is really good. It's really good. I'm not a sponsor at all. This one is also X marked, same as the trap bar, so it's a really good one. So let's put a pause here. I need to work out. I'm gonna put some quick clips of the workout, but before I put the clips of the workout, let me do kind of like a montage of the gym, so you can see like like an edit or something like that, and let's talk about later.
Rebel soul child got a fist balled. I'm a respawn of ancestors and I'm blessed, They are not him, tell him fess up. I get check stub, hella carefree, nothing scares me, hella reckless. Yeah, I got next up, right? No, we not the same.
So yeah, that's basically my home gym. Hope you enjoy it. It's it took me a little while to have it, like some years, like getting little pieces and little pieces, and it paid off after all this craziness that is going on. So today workout, I'm gonna be using this app, which is a really good app. It's the Beasley app from How to Biz in YouTube. It has a really good YouTube channel. Really like his his content. And yeah, basically what I have for today is a pool workout, which is going to be like one arm dumbbell rows, pull-ups, 3 down curls, which is basically like slowing down in the eccentric, then face pulls, then upright rows, and then dumbbell shrugs or distinct shrugs. So yeah, let's jump into a gym edit.
Just not, better hold it down with a group drop where I kick down for the crowd, I balloon pop. Bet they come around for my moolah, better run them out of town for they hoopla. Queen, she a hun like Mulan, everything the hoes what they were, but they just not. They be right up in your face with the fake stop, they be thinking it's a game, but it's just not. They be thinking we the same, but they subpar. Leave from joy through the mud when the flood stop, pull up. Hey, I feel amazing, pyramid scheme, how I play the angle. I send it to your girl, but I make a facelift. This is your brain on the matrix. I be hella robbed, you can't tame me. Got the keys to the cradle with no cable, smelling like basil. Yeah, I got the flavor, I ain't got no patience, kept it with a savor. I be on their nerve, bet it feel painful. Make a sour when I serve, had a dish tasted. Show a conversation, give them waves till they make shit the flotation. It's outrageous. Righteous with the sound, but a finger razor to the whole nation. Yelling out 12 till they throw me in the cell, but I make bail for the young and rebellious generation.
Focus! So okay, that concludes the whole workout. So hope you like it. I have to take a bath right now and then let's start cooking. So now that we're clean, the first thing that we have to do, and by the way, this is because I have like maybe a bird living over here. So the first thing that we're gonna be doing, we're gonna be cooking this steak and also the bone marrow via sous vide. Let me show you here. This is the equipment. You can find it on Amazon, on any other places. It's a really good equipment. Then the way it works is you use these little bags that you can have like the roll like I have, and I cut it to the to the size that I want. And basically what you do is that you grab the the meats that you want to do or whatever you want to cook, and you seal it here, and then you put the equipment to heat up the water, and then you submerge this thing under the water, and since the water has like the temperature that you want the, you know, whatever you're cooking to cook, it's gonna, you know, it's gonna cook it. So let me show you the process real quick so you more or less understand. Okay, so as you can see here, I have the back, and here I have the, you know, the sealer. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna line the back here, and the first thing that I'm gonna do is gonna put a seal. Right now I'm not gonna vacuum seal, I'm just sealing, okay? So once everything is sealed, you're gonna notice that so you can see here, this bag is, you know, waterproof, so it doesn't have anything to, you know, to let the water in. Something that you can do is double seal, but honestly, I have never run into an issue where something drops out of the, you know, out of the bag or anything. So the next step, and it is super important, is gonna be to do this to the back, which is kind of like roll the back a little bit. And the reason why I do this is for whenever I put the meat, I want to have like a clean seal, so if the meat pass over here, it's gonna, you know, the grease and everything is not gonna allow me to do like a really good seal. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put the meat now, simple as this. And then I'm gonna roll this back to how it was. Let me center it a little bit. And something, by the way, something that I did to the meat was I did a dry brine, which is basically putting salt overnight over the meat, and then that is gonna, you know, it's gonna allow the juices to like dry out a little bit on the skin, and also it's gonna pull out most moisture, and it's gonna give you like a really good flavor on the steak. So the next thing that you have to do, of course, is seasoning the steak. I already did it with salt, pepper, and also something that I added to this steak in particular is a little bit of umami. That increased a lot the flavor profile of the steak. So what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna do the sealing. So as you can see here, the machine is gonna pull out the air from the, you know, from the back, and it's gonna be literally ready to cook. Beautiful. So once you finish up the seal, what we're gonna do, we're gonna repeat the same process with the bone arrow. And trust me, if you are doing this, you want to match it with the bone arrow. Super good. So the next thing that I want you to see is this thing. This is bone arrow, which is really good. You know, this is kind of like a recipe if you're in keto or something like that, but this is super tasty. If you have never eaten it, it's one of the best things to eat. So something that I did was I put this overnight with water and salt. What that does is, you know, it takes out all the blood from the bone. As you can see, everything is like super white. So something that I'm gonna be doing, I'm gonna be putting some pepper, which is gonna increase the, you know, the flavor profile of the bone arrow. And I'm gonna do this on the other side, but I don't want to, you know, to steal your time. And once I do this, I'm gonna put it on the back, same as we did with the steak, and then we're gonna go to the cooking process. Okay, basically we're repeating here the same process with the bone arrow. So something that I do with this one is once I have it ready on the sealer, I push it a little bit further on the you know, on the back. Reason why, since the bone is you know, it's kind of charred, I don't want to puncture through the back. So let's start the sealing. Perfect. So something that you don't want to do is, like, for example, if you put it like close to the end of the back, then it's gonna stretch out a little bit the the paper, and that can create like some holes or anything through the with the edges of the bone. So there is other machines that are way more expensive than than this one, that it allows you to graduate the have more control over the sealing part, the vacuum sealing part. So this one is ready to go. So you can see here, we have it ready here, like beautifully ready. And also we have the steak here. So we're ready to go. Let's go to the cooking part. So basically what we're gonna do, we're gonna wait until the sous vide reaches the temperature. The temperature is gonna be 131 Fahrenheit, and we're gonna be cooking this steak and also the bone marrow for 3.5 hours. So while we reach the temperature, and by the way, I'm not gonna put the steak or the bone marrow until the temperature is 131, but once that's done, I'm gonna put it, and then we're gonna go upstairs and talk about the reason why and how sous vide works. So now that we reached the temperature, so what we're gonna be doing, we're gonna be putting the bone marrow on the bottom, and then we're gonna put the steak. So something that I do is I have these weights that I put here, and then everything is submerged. So let me go here. We cover this because of course since it is heating water, it's gonna create some evaporation of the water. So if you put a lid on it, the amount of water that you're gonna be losing is gonna be way less. So let's put a pause here, and let's go and let me explain you how sous vide works. So let's talk about sous vide. What is sous vide? First of all, sous vide is a cooking method and allows you to cook for a long period of time with the same temperature. So that helps you, for example, when you're doing a steak or any other type of food, to remain the same temperature, which allows you to cook with precision. So let's perhaps say you want to cook a steak for like 4 hours without having it overcooked. You can even go further. I have seen people like cook on sous vide some roasted for like 24 to 48 hours, okay? And the meat comes out like super tender, like incredible tender. So if you, for example, go to your backyard and you fire the grill, it's a lot harder to maintain the same temperature because of physics. Everything changed. Maybe the weather changed. Maybe the fire changed, and you have some variables. So unless you're like a master pit or something like that, I would recommend you to go with the sous vide version, because always you're gonna have the perfect steak or the perfect dinner made with that. So for example, on today's cooking, we're gonna be doing a ribeye steak and also bone marrow. So something that I do with the ribeye steak is I'm gonna be cooking that steak with 131 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm gonna cook it for 3.5 hours. The reason why is by cooking for 3.5 hours with that type of temperature, it's gonna allow you to pasteurize the steak. So it's gonna kill any type of bacteria, any type of germs or anything. So once it reaches that temperature, it's gonna it's gonna be safe to eat. Now, can you eat it sooner than that? Yeah, I have done it, and it's basically the same. It's like, for example, when you eat like kind of like back-to-back steak, which is almost raw, it's same as that. Or when you're eating like tartare or something like that, it's gonna be same as that. Of course, it has some risk. If there is something on the cow or something like that, you can get sick. So my suggestion is to go over the 3.5 hours, and that allows you to have like the perfect steak, safe to eat, and it's gonna be flawless. Flowers. It's gonna be perfect. So things that you have to have in mind when you're cooking sous vide. The first thing is that once you finish up cooking sous vide, the steak is not gonna be looking pleasant. So it's not gonna look like pretty. So what you do after that, you have to put a sear on it. And that's gonna give you like the, you know, the crust, like that beautiful crust that you see on a steak. But in the inside, it's like super well done cooked. Like it's so delicious. Depending of course of the, you know, the grade that you want to put it. In my case, I like medium rare, so it's like cooked to perfection. So now let's talk about something that you have to do when you're cooking sous vide. So once you're done cooking sous vide, you're gonna notice that the meat is not, you know, beautiful. It's not with that beautiful sear that you get on the grill or when you're doing pan searing. So something that I do is that I put the pan from medium to high heat, kind of on the middle of that, and then I put avocado oil. Reason why it has a higher smoking point, so you don't want to like burn your house or set alarms or anything or call the, you know, the fire department. So something that you do is you put the steak for 1 minute, then you flip it another minute, then you lower into medium heat, and then you add some butter into the, you know, into the pan to do some basting for 1 minute each side. So guys, don't be afraid when you're putting the grease and also the butter. Since it is on a steak, what you're doing, the steak is not gonna be absorbing all that grease that you're putting. It's basically gonna take a little bit of the grease and it's gonna get the flavor of the butter. So when you take out the steak, you're gonna notice that there is a lot of grease. And of course the light went off. Jesus. So, yeah, just 1 second. Now that we have some little light on us, let's wrap this up. So basically, once you put the butter on the steak, it's not gonna absorb all the butter. So once you take out the steak, you're gonna see that everything that you have put there is still there on the pan. So don't be afraid of that. Now, once you take it out and you put it on the, you know, to rest, let it rest for like 10 minutes. That is gonna absorb all the, you know, all the flavors, and it's gonna have the perfect steak. Trust me, you're gonna see it in a little bit. So let's put a pause here and let's you know, go down, and with the magic of editing, you're gonna see that our steak and bone marrow is done. So basically this is how it looks once it is done. You see? Now let's go to the searing. So a really important part of all this is once everything is cooked on the sous vide, to get a perfect sear, the first thing that you have to do is you have to like dry the whole steak. So for that you're gonna get some, you know, papers, and you're gonna go over, and the dryers is the, you know, the skin or the meat, the, you know, the better the sear is gonna be. So let's proceed to this, and then we're gonna do the searing. So something that is super important after you have all the meat dry is gonna be the barrel station. So you want, when you're doing a searing, to have everything like ready to go, you know, otherwise you're gonna burn the steak or you're gonna get like too much smoke. So something that I do is I have my pan here, and I have here the steak, I have here the avocado oil, I have here the butter, and also I have here garlic and some like, forget the name of this, it's like chili flakes. So which is gonna be for the basting. So the first thing that we're gonna do, we're gonna fire up, as I mentioned to you, to medium high, which is that setting over there. And once the pan is ready, we're gonna go and drop the, the avocado oil, then the steak, and then we are gonna do the basting. So now that the pan is here, let's start the whole process. So remember, 1 minute each side. Do not touch it until 1 minute passes. So 1 minute pass. Do this with the oil so it covers the whole pan and then flip it. So you can see here, you have like a really good sear so far. Beautiful sear. Let's wait the other minute, and what we're gonna do then is we're gonna add the garlic and the butter. Now, we retire this, we put the garlic, we put the butter, and then we flip it. What we do then is we baste this side. Of course, some smoke is gonna come up, it's normal. Something that happens is when you turn the pan like this, the meat start like getting a little bit colder, and then the oils start penetrating a little bit more the beef. So let's do this other side. So the steak is fully done. Now we can turn on the stove, and then let's put the steak in another plate. and let's let it rest. Look how this beauty came out. It's pure excellence. So now let's leave it rest at least 15 minutes. The aroma is so good, but we cannot touch it. We cannot touch it. Reason why we have to wait, by the way, is once the searing is done, the resting time, what it does is elevate the the internal heat, and that absorbs the all these juices that you see here, and that's what makes it magical. The suspense is killing me. Now let's see if really the work that we have done has paid off. This is the moment of truth.
You made this work. I made this worse. We fell apart 1,000 times.
Look at the juices.
You moved away. I'm here to
Oh my God.
stay. I wish I could go back in time.
Jesus, so good.
I'm
So good.
that I
Look at
hurt you
this.
so deep. Swear I spent the last few
Now,
years trying to change.
let's give it a try together. Okay, so now is the moment of truth.
And I'm begging you, please.
As you can see here, extremely tender. Like it's actually falling apart. The pepper, the umami, seasoning to perfection. This thing is a whole new level.
I'm not my best, but I won't stop until you're here. Till you're here, you're miles away. It's safe to say, it's almost like you disappeared. I'm so sorry that I hurt you so deep. Swear I spent the last few
Now let's try the bone arrow.
I'm on my knees and I'm begging you, please. Is there any chance you're thinking about me?
So as you can see here, this is the bone arrow, and this thing is so good. Like the taste of it, it's like super creamy. This thing is like butter. If you eat bread, of course this is kind of like keto, so you're not gonna be eating bread. But if you eat bread and you put this with the bread, it's gonna be amazing. And if you count your calories, you can make it happen one day. And trust me, it's a reward.
I just wanna let you know that I'll do anything to get you here.
Super beefy, super good. It's super delicious.
I'll make it worth your while if you appear. If I change my ways, babe, once you come back to me, make no mistake.